Alright guys, I am back with my review of SmackDown and last night's Raw. Starting with SmackDown, you have Seth Rollins versus Kofi Kingston. Seth Rollins has new ring attire, finally. And now he looks like a homosexual supervillain with a leather fetish. It looks terrible. I hate his new outfit. Just put the guy in trunks, man. That's all you had to do was put him in trunks. As soon as he broke away from the Shield and he joined up with Triple H, he should have came out in trunks. It would have been the end of it. Now it's been like a running gag. Seth Rollins didn't have new ring attire. He looks the same. He's not changed enough. Now they change him. He looks terrible. All they had to do was trunks. It would have been the end of it. So, of course, Rollins wins. Ambrose cuts a promo from the Titantron about how he's going to keep coming after Rollins and attacking him randomly. All the Money in the Bank participants come out and cut promos. Cena, Orton, everybody but Bray Wyatt. Dolph actually beats Wade Barrett in a match. Of course, Barrett lays him out afterwards, but he's still got to win. Adam Rose beats Titus O'Neil with a roll-up in about 30 seconds. And Titus grabs the mic and he says, "Hey, I wasn't ready." So Adam Rose gets in and beats him in another 30 seconds, the same exact way, with a roll-up. I should mention, the only reason I'm thinking about this is because of the Adam Rose bunny. But the JBL and Cole show is awesome. That is a good, entertaining weekly show right there. I never watched the JBL and Cole show before, but my sister, who doesn't care about wrestling, she started to watch wrestling with me because I've been out here and I've been watching it. So she kind of knows what's going on, and she was looking up some wrestling stuff on YouTube, and she found the JBL and Cole show, and she was watching it, and she was like, "What is this? What's going on here?" And I watched it, and I thought, this is hilarious. It's really funny. I've been watching it since episode 77 or 78. So I haven't really watched a lot of JBL and Cole, but it's definitely worth checking out. So then we have Kane beating Ambrose. Rollins runs in, curb stomps in. Big E squashes Jack Swagger. Backstage, Layla sees Fandango kissing Summer Rae. Summer Rae came up and said that she loved him, something like that. And then Layla came out of the dressing room and saw them kissing. So she's heartbroken. Fandango comes out for his match. He's alone. Summer Rae runs out and she wants to be with Fandango again, so she's dancing like she's going to be his partner. Layla runs out and attacks her. Fandango ends up getting kicked. He was supposed to wrestle Bo Dallas, so Bo comes over and checks on him, makes sure he's okay, then hits the Bodog for the win. A big time waster, this whole thing was. The main event is Reigns, Cena, Sheamus versus Bray Wyatt, Orton, Cesaro, and Del Rio. Sheamus and Cesaro just beating the crap out of each other was very entertaining. I like that. This entire match was good. Roman Reigns gets the hot tag, spears Del Rio for the win. That was the end of the show. Nothing really special about SmackDown. That's the case usually. Same thing this week. Nothing really special. The main event was good, but you can definitely see the difference between guys that the WWE wants to push, like Roman Reigns, and guys the fans want to get pushed, like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, and other guys in the past who the fans have kind of demanded that these guys get a push. There's obviously a huge difference there. When WWE wants to push somebody, they push the crap out of them, like Roman Reigns. So moving on to Raw. Stephanie comes out. She calls out Vicky Guerrero. She plugs the pay-per-view, talks about what Vicky did with the coffee and how she put Roman Reigns into the Battle Royal. Then she does her best Vince McMahon impression and tells her to beg for her job. And she actually said a lot of mean things to Vicky here, saying she was riding Eddie's coattails for 9 years and how the company had pity on her. And it was just kind of hard to watch because you know that's how they really feel. Like when Eddie died, WWE wanted to let Vicky Guerrero have a job in the company so that she could make money, provide for her family, and they basically did take pity on her, and at the same time they used every opportunity they could to humiliate Vicky Guerrero. That's basically been her career, is getting humiliated repeatedly. But she tells her that if she wants to keep her job, she has to win a match, and her opponent is Rusev. No, it's Stephanie. But that was actually still very surprising that it was going to be Stephanie, and Vicky accepts. It's Harper and Rowan versus the Usos. And Harper and Rowan have entrance music now. They came out, no Bray Wyatt, they just came out, they walked very slowly, they got this weird music that sounds like a harmonica or something like that. And it was terrible. It was horrible, horrible music. I didn't think it fit the characters at all. It was just really random and bad. It was Luke Harper versus one of the Usos. I really don't find the Usos that entertaining anymore. At first when they came in, it was like, okay, this is a legit tag team. It's not just a couple guys thrown together, but I feel like it's the same crap every single week on Raw and SmackDown, and I'm just over it. And it's not just the Usos. And by the way, the Usos, just because they really bore me personally, that could be WWE's fault. That could be them not giving them enough mic time to cut promos and stuff like that. And I'm sure the Usos have their fans out there. But for me personally, I'm not entertained anymore. I feel like it's the same crap every week. And it's not just the Usos, this entire Raw in general. You got Dolph Ziggler versus Wade Barrett, which was a really good match. That was a good match. But it's two guys who have been in the same place on the card for years now. Nothing seems to change. Ever. It's the same crap every single week. And the main event on this show was the same main event I just watched on SmackDown. Why am I watching the same shit over and over again? And it's like that every single Raw and every single SmackDown. So I'm really just, I feel done. The only thing I really care about at this point is the Money in the Bank matches. Who gets the briefcase because they can eventually cash in, and who becomes the new champion. And honestly, if it's Cena, I don't even care anymore. I'm barely hanging on interest as it is. If Cena wins, I don't know. I already feel like I'm done at this point. So anyways, Harper beats one of the Usos. Then the other Uso wants to face Rowan. He beats Rowan. So there you go. Daniel Bryan is the kickoff pre-show for Money in the Bank. They didn't announce a match or anything. It's just Daniel Bryan talking about what happened with the title. That should kill all of 5 minutes. Lana and Rusev cut a promo from DC, and they're in front of the White House, and yeah, they talk about how great Russia is. Naomi beats Alicia Fox. Paige and Cameron were on commentary. Cameron is still playing the heel. Commentary was very annoying for this match. Naomi gets the win. I don't even remember the finish. Bo Dallas comes out to face Titus O'Neil. He puts him down. He tells him to get back on that horse, mockingly, patronizing Titus O'Neil. And he beats him with the Bodog, and then he's in his face with the microphone. Titus slaps it out of his hands, and Bo's like, oh, I'm Butterfingers tonight, and picks it up and just keeps going. That was great. I really like Bo Dallas here. And if you're wondering how he got the black eye, it was from Rob Van Dam in the Battle Royal match they had. Triple H comes out. He says there will be a ladder match for the briefcase with Rollins, Kofi, Swagger, Dolph, RVD, and Barrett. So obviously I'm thinking Seth Rollins is going to win this, right? And you also knew Ambrose was going to get put in because there were only 6 guys announced for the match. And sadly, Wade Barrett was injured, so he's not even going to be in the match anymore. I just read this online that Wade Barrett was injured, which is a shame because while I do think Seth Rollins is going to win, if there was anyone else in the match who had a chance of winning besides Rollins, it would have been Wade Barrett. But now he's out of the match due to an injury. So Rollins comes out. He says that he's going to win. RVD comes out, cuts a great promo. I was really entertained by RVD's promo here. And he challenges Rollins to a match right now. Rollins hits the curb stomp, and he's about to pin RVD and win, but Ambrose runs out and attacks him. Then Ambrose cuts a great promo about how he's just going to attack Rollins at the pay-per-view and cost him the briefcase, and then he's going to go up and take the briefcase himself and ruin the entire pay-per-view. So backstage, Rollins tells Triple H he wants Ambrose in the match. Ambrose gets added. Wade Barrett beats Dolph with a bull hammer. Good match. A lot of near falls. The crowd was into all of them. Then Stephanie is supposed to face Vicky Guerrero, and she's got a big pool of mud next to the entrance ramp. And she tells Vicky that if Vicky goes in that pool of mud, she's fired. And then Stephanie sends out Layla, Alicia Fox, and Rosa Mendez to do her dirty work. So they go to the ring and they grab Vicky and they carry her to the pool. Then Vicky throws all of them into the pool of mud. And then Stephanie kicks Vicky into the pool of mud and she tells her she's fired. So Stephanie is laughing at Vicky Guerrero. Vicky turns around and pushes Stephanie into the pool of mud. Stephanie's selling it. She's making these goofy faces like, oh, oh. And the referees are trying to pull Stephanie out. She can't get out of this pool of mud. She keeps falling back in. It was hysterical. Why did Stephanie have such a hard time getting out of this damn pool of mud? No one else had a problem. So yeah, they really hammed it up. Kofi Kingston taps out to the ankle lock by Swagger. Why would they even do something like this? Who cares about this? Big E beats Sandow, who's dressed as Abraham Lincoln. Then he cuts an annoying promo. Big E's cutting this promo like, oh, we gotta, America's brave. We gotta fight Russia. It was just shit. So Rusev attacks Big E from behind, puts him in a camel clutch. It was good. I was just glad he finally shut him up. Backstage they show Stardust and Goldust. They're acting silly. It was good. But they were both ready to wrestle. They were in their outfits. And they didn't have a match on this show, which was disappointing to me because I was actually looking forward to a Stardust match. Main event, Cena, Reigns, Sheamus versus Bray, Orton, Del Rio, Cesaro. Sheamus hits a brogue kick on Cesaro for the win. Kane comes out, starts choke slamming everyone. Then Triple H comes out and says Kane is the 8th man in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the title. Wow. Why? To help Orton win, I guess. But then Reigns spears Kane, and that was the end of Raw. The only reason I wanted Kane to win the stretcher match last week is because you knew he had no chance of winning the Money in the Bank ladder match and becoming champion. So he was a better choice instead of Cena, who actually does have a chance, sadly. But then they just throw Kane in anyways. This whole show was just very pointless to me. I feel like I've seen it a million times. Kofi Kingston versus Jack Swagger. The silly stuff with Vicky going into the pool of mud. Barrett versus Dolph was a good match, but like I said earlier, two guys who have been in the same place for years, still fighting over the Intercontinental title. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So that's my review of Raw and SmackDown. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I'll be doing my Money in the Bank predictions soon. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye.